Hello and welcome to the India Through Education show with me. And today we are very lucky to have Seema Kumari, and who is studying at Harvard University, who is studying at Harvard College, which is one of the best colleges in the world. And I would like to tell you a bit about Seema. Seema is a resident of a village, a very small village in Jharkhand, and now she is at Harvard. So, which makes us like uh, very proud, and also to have her on the show. So, I would like to show you some pictures of Seema's village, and then some pictures from Harvard, where she is currently studying, and you can see the difference in Seema's life. And Seema has made this possible through her own hard work, grit, and passion to go abroad to study and to explore the world, to explore the life through education. And that is what we bring in this, you know, discussion, India through education. So have a look at some of the pictures of Seema. So okay, Seema, now uh, you are at Harvard and you have
Yes.
completed one semester. So
I
it's like,
know
yeah,
time flies so
yeah,
fast, like it's unbelievable.
yeah. So how does it feel to be there? You must have felt a lot of changes. You must have felt a lot of,
Yes, yes.
like difference
So
in.
I think I did mention earlier, like after I went back home, the condition back home was so bad. Like I wasn't able to concentrate much on my studies because of the environment where like so many men were around. And whenever I had to go out of the house, I just had to face like so many challenges just being as a girl, like men staring or like not feeling safe living in a village. I it was a really tough year, and then I really wanted to be at a safer and a better place. And I really wanted to go to college because I felt like even like my parents are like they wouldn't force me to get married like in the next 2 or 3 years, but at the same time if I would have not been doing anything, like they would have had and like some expectations from me, like what would I do like if I don't get married. And I did not want to get married, so then I thought I would just put in all the effort that I could during the college applications time, and which I did, and here I am at Harvard and I'm very happy.
Wonderful.
Of course there are different challenges being in a new place, but I feel like my other experience is like the summer programs at Washington University in St. Louis, or like at Cambridge University, or like the exchange year. They really prepared me like to be here, like even with the culture shock when I talk to other students like who are from different countries but it is their first time in the US, like they struggled like to live here, or like with food, or like even just generally the culture as in how people live. But I think because I was kind of familiar with it, it was kind of easier for me to adapt to it. Even being in a college is a totally new experience and you are independent now. It's like on you to make all the decisions of your life. Like you don't have anybody to guide you, oh you should go to breakfast now, or like you should wake up now. You
Hmm.
have to take care of yourself, that you eat like at least 3 times a day, and then like exercise, or like do your homework, or like wake up on time. But and these are the things that I think like at the beginning I kind of like felt very alone, as in because I told you previously that I live in a joint family with like 18, 19 members, and
Right,
it
right.
was like I was always the center of the attention, where like all of my cousins would be in my room like shouting, screaming. Now it was not here. Like it kind of like it did not feel like I was in a family till like the second month, but then like as I got to know my roommates, I felt like home. They are not like um they are not overconfident, or like they feel that they're too smart, or like I'm not so smart. Like they're really supportive. And like I don't like math, but I have to take math for
Mhm.
for economics. So then I am taking math, but then I was struggling. Like I did not understand what was going on. So then like my roommate would explain. So I did like, I try to use all the resources that is available to me, whether that was the through the writing center or math tutoring, and they have been really helpful. Like I heard before that, like Harvard, like they understand where their students come from and they have all the resources. But when I actually started using it and like reaching out to my teaching fellows or my professors, like I actually felt like yes, they do have all the resources that students need.
Right. So wonderful. Tell us a bit about your roommates and your friends. Like,
Yeah.
must have made a lot of.
My yes, my roommate is from Minnesota. Her name is Delaney, and so I live with four suite mates. So Delaney, and then Nahir, who is from Turkey, and then Corinne, who is from Massachusetts, and then Michelle, who is from New York. And then they like one of them wants to concentrate in math, one of them wants to study music, Delaney wants to study physics, and then Nahir, she likes math, but then like she's confused, and like it's like we feel like we want to study like a particular thing, but it changes as we study something different, or like when we talk to other people. So like we are still undecided, but whatever we'll end up with, I hope will be passionate about that
Yeah.
thing like throughout our life.
I think that's the beauty of being at such university where you get a lot of options, and as as you like learn more or attend classes, different classes, you get to think that I want to explore this, I want to explore that, and you get that opportunity. So that's fantastic.
Yes,
So tell us
yes,
about
that's true.
some, like, did you have any you said that you did summer school and that was like
Hmm.
helpful for you to adapt to the new situation, but what about learning from different cultures, like people from different cultures, your friends from different cultures? So
Yeah,
are you
like
learning new things?
yes, sure. One of my friends who is from Zimbabwe, like I was talking to him yesterday, and then I met him through the first year international program. So like you attend a few meetings and then you do some activities. So it's mostly international students, and then just learning about him, like the place he lived in, like and then we were kind of like started talking about marriages, and like I was kind of like explaining them the process of marriage back home, how it's like mostly arranged marriage, but like people like the bride's families, they have to give dowry to the groom's family and all that stuff. And then he was explaining me that it is very different for them. It's like when the girl gets married, the groom's families pays the money to the brides, as in they consider the girl as like a labor, which
Oh.
like the girl was serving the like her family, but now she would serve the other family, and which is very different. But like I never knew about that. Like that was very interesting to learn.
Mhm. So great. So you are learning about new cultures, different cultures. So that is
Mm-hmm.
also very important. Tell us about your classroom experience and your interaction with faculties, and like how have you been enjoying that or learning new things as
Uh-huh.
one semester? Yeah. So tell us about your
Yeah,
academic.
so I am taking one of the classes called expository writing. So basically, in that I write papers, and I mean, I did not grow up learning English, so like English being my third language, even like I struggle. Like sometimes I just feel like I can't even like form a proper English sentence, but then it's like I'm learning. So then I'm like fine with it. But then the professor is really nice. We are just like 8 students, so it's like you actually like get to know your professor really well, and we have conferences where he would like give feedbacks on the papers that we have written. And there are so many ways to like just talk to professors. Like I was talking to him about like how I can improve my writing, and then like if I want to learn more about like, let's say, how to write a book or like being an author, like, and then just talking to him about how he feels about students and like why he chose to become a professor. Like it's really nice to just learn about their life story and what they believe in and just about themselves. Also with TF or like math, like there I have two lecture classes: modern South Asia, which is like Indian history, because I felt like I wanted to learn more about
Sure,
India, or just
sure.
like
Yeah.
being around like more Indian people, or like people who are interested in South Asia. um Even like, and he is, I think, the grandnephew of Subhash Chandra Bose, and it was so cool how, because I learned about Subhash Chandra Bose before, and now it was like somebody from the family like teaching at Harvard. I
You are
was
talking
like,
about Professor Sugata Bose, I believe.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay, sure.
Yes. So it was really nice. Sometimes I wasn't able to do like all of the readings, which was not good, but at the same time I felt like I was able to learn quite a lot. Like one of the new things I learned was I did not know about like Bengal famine, which was a really big thing of like lack of rice, and then the export from Myanmar, and that like stopped, which I did not know, which I found pretty interesting. um and then just like being in different clubs, like I'm part of the South Asian Association, and Harvard Dharma, which is the Hindu club. Just I don't know, but I have grown up in the village, like going to the temple pretty much every week, and I felt like I needed something where I feel like home. And now going to the Harvard Dharma like every Friday, like for Aarti, it feels like home. I really like it.
Great. And tell us, yeah, so this is like so impressive that you are getting to learn from, directly from such professors who are very, like very thorough into their subject, and also, you know, very open to guide and, like help students. So which is very good. So tell us a bit about the kind of libraries you have access to, and have you been exploring libraries there? And how do you feel
Mm.
like, when you are in the middle of, from a Jharkhand village, and schools where you did not have very, big libraries or even much books, and then you are suddenly into the world of, books. How does it feel, and
Yes,
what,
I mean,
what do you
I
think about
think
it?
the most popular one would be Widener Library. Like you look at, like when you look up like Harvard, like the
Right,
Widener Library, the pillars like come
right,
up, and
right.
then like it's very tall. Like I get lost there. Like I have been there like only a few times, and
Yeah.
it's kind of confusing. Like if you're looking for a book, like I don't understand the system actually. Like they have holidays, and then you can reserve books, and if they don't have, they will ask for, like it's very easy. But like if I would have to go to the library and find a book, like it will take me hours. Like I can't actually do that. But like it's like every book, whatever book you're looking for, it's like they have all the books of the world. Like
Yes.
what, and if they don't, they will ask from like other universities, whether
Yes.
be that
Yeah.
Princeton or
Yeah.
Columbia,
Yeah.
like, and then they
That's an
will,
excellent system. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing. Like I actually love it,
They
because
all
and
share
then
the resources. That is amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's really amazing how like you don't have to buy books, because if you have to buy so many books, it's like a lot. So like
Yeah.
you have access to this, and then it's very convenient. And I actually really like studying. They also have like studying spaces, like you can go there
Yeah.
study.
Yeah.
So there's like Cabot Library, which I go pretty often.
Mhm.
But then there's like Lamont as well, where a lot of students go. It's like whatever you prefer, but you have a lot of options to choose from.
Yeah. Yeah. So all these libraries are like pretty big, and you can get lost if you don't know your way out. I think.
Yes,
These are
yes,
so
especially
big.
like
Widener.
Widener,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's so big. Like
Yeah.
actually, like oh my god, like I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah. Did you get any chance to explore the Cambridge, Boston area and other cities like?
Yes, I haven't been to a lot, but like I have been to Boston a few times. And then there was one day I just thought I would walk. Like one of my classes got cancelled, so I just walked like towards the Harvard Law School and walked for like 40 minutes. And I was just looking at the house structures and just the neighborhood, and then I walked back.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what about Charles River? Have you explored the
Yes, I
west
have been
coast
there.
there?
I went there for a run one day with my sweet mates. It's really nice. Like when it's like a sunny day, it looks so beautiful. And but when it's like very grayish, like the gray skies, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's okay. It snowed for a day here. Like it was so nice. It looked so beautiful. Like
Wonderful.
the snow,
Yeah.
like at the Harvard Yard, because I live in the Harvard Yard in Grays Hall. And then like you can look at all the buildings and everything. It was really nice.
Wonderful. So I'm sure the youngsters who, aspire to go abroad, if they watch this video, they must get excited and also inspired with all this, what you are learning, what you are exploring. So, that's the purpose. That's the one of the purposes to conduct such, the sessions. So, Seema, now, talking of youngsters who aspire to go abroad, what are your suggestions? Like, you come from India, what are your suggestions for them in order to prepare for, like
Mm-hmm.
going abroad to do their
Yes.
bachelor's or master's? Yeah, so that would be really helpful.
Yeah, I think for me, the main concern was getting financial aid because my parents could not afford to send
Right.
me to a school like
Right.
Harvard, like, and paying the tuitions and everything.
Right.
And then because I did not plan on like applying to Harvard until like a few months before the application, but like people now who are in high school now, I think the one of the main parts is like the essay, the
Mhm.
statement of purpose that you write. I feel like just being very honest with like what your life story is, and kind of like putting in the information that puts you apart from other people
Mhm.
is very important. And grades matter, yes they do, and like the extracurriculars and your recommendations and test scores if they require, but because it was test optional during the year I applied, and because of which I applied, I would say. And with English proficiency test, I think if you have studied in like a school for like 2 or 3 years or more, like they waive it for you. Like they would just have to have their school send a letter to the colleges, and then you'll be, I think, yeah, you'll be good with that. But at the same time, I think researching about the colleges, like what they require, what they don't require, or if the college is good fit for you. Also, because like I don't know, I felt like I wanted to go to a business school, so I was very looking forward to, and I was hoping I wanted to get into University of Pennsylvania because I wanted to go to Wharton, but
Oh,
then I did not get in. So then I was like, okay, Harvard. But like now I'm happy, like I'm really excited to study like development economics. So at the same time, sometimes we feel like, oh, I want to do this, but at the same time, it's like you wanted to do that, but like that wasn't meant for you. So at the same time, I feel like whatever they feel like the schools are good fit for them, like you should apply to as many as possible, just in case like you don't know where you can end up, or
right.
where you will actually get in or not. But I would say like for people who um who would be in the category of financial need, like applying to those schools who say that who would meet the 100% financial need, like if you get in, because with other schools like you would get in, but like you won't get the full financial aid, which does not make sense, like because you won't be able to attend. And
Yeah.
there are like a lot of colleges that do meet or like would meet if you get in. I mean, I think like Harvard is like the one where they give like I think 20% of the student body like get full financial aid.
So
So I
you mean
think like
you
Harvard
mean
is
to
one of
say
the options.
need blinds, like they.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So one thing which you said very interesting, and I also agree with that. That about writing your essays honestly. So
Mm-hmm.
nowadays a lot of students and the counselors whom they hire, and a lot of people teach them. Youngsters are youngsters, like they don't know if when they are adolescent, but like people advise them to build their profile, and rather being honest. So I feel that young students, young kids, they are like just making up their profile or building up their profile, but
Yes,
not
that's
being so
true.
honest. So what is
That's
your
very
advice on
true.
that? Yeah.
I don't know, like also because like suddenly because I was a person who received so many advices from other people and now
Right.
like me having to give advices. But I always tried to do things that I actually liked and not to like build a really good resume.
Right.
Even now here, like I want to be part of activities that I actually enjoy, and that's what I am part of as well. Like I'm not doing anything that would just like make my resume look good. Like I don't want to do that. And at the same time, like if you just do stuff to build your resume, like there would be a point like it won't help you. Like for me, my interview was with like it was directly with the admissions officer,
Right.
and it
Right.
would have been really bad if I had just like things that would like
Made
build
up.
up
Yeah.
my resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I did tell you that my grandma walked in
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was very scary. But
Right.
at the same
Right.
time, I think being honest is really important, and
Right.
that is like what will like eventually show the readers like who are reading your applications.
Right. Right. So being honest, not in like in theory, but practice also is so important. It takes you far. Otherwise you can you can grow a little wild and be superficial, but if you are honest, then it can take you far. So that is
Yes,
the
and I
message I
think
would also like to share. Yeah.
yeah, it will take you to the right place. Like that's what
Yes.
I feel like.
Yeah, where you
Yeah.
belong to, where you belong to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. So Seema, tell us, I remember talking to you a few months back, and you were
Mm-hmm.
very passionate about doing something back home when you graduate
Yes.
or in the
Mm-hmm.
future. So do you have any plan as of now, or do you still want
See,
to explore, and what do you want to like,
I still want
where
to
are you?
I still want to do that, and at the same time I feel like it may change for some time. Who knows? I don't know the future, but at the
Yeah.
same time I feel like I still want to write books, and then I still want to go back home, and then like maybe not live. I don't want to live in the village because I feel like it's not safe.
Mhm.
But like even like live in Ranchi or like any other place in India, and then like still work to help women. I feel like the main difference I see in America and in India, like which would be for me, would be like, yes, of course, in America you earn a lot of money, you live a very good life, but at the same time I feel like I can live a good life back in India as well by doing things that I actually like and seeing the differences that I would be making in other people's lives. Like that's what I feel like is one of my major goals of life.
Wonderful. And are you in touch with the girls from your school, UI school, and girls from
Yeah,
college?
yes.
Do
I
they call
talk
you?
to Rose and Franz very often. And one of my teachers, yes. But then yes, like I studied with them since seventh grade, and I don't talk to all of them. I mean, we were six of us, but like I'm very close with one of them who is studying at Ashoka University right now. Also because we come from different villages, but like it's there is just like a road that separates our house and their house. So it's like we are neighbors kind of. And then just hearing about like what she is going through, or like what I am going through, and also because we are in the same phase of life, and because our parents, like, they can talk to each other about like what they feel like, or like sometimes her mother talks to me when like Chanda is busy, and she feels like she is talking to her daughter, which is nice. Like, it's a nice support that they have for us. And I'm still in touch with my cousins, like, they're very small, but like whenever they get time, they're like didi didi didi, they would be
Yeah.
like, I was like, sure.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Seema, I am sure this video will be watched by many youngsters and young kids. So, what is your message? Since this show is all about education and how do we build
Mm-hmm.
India through education. So, what is your message to the youngsters and young kids about
Yes, I
education?
think being confident, as in like whoever you are, like I started learning English in 2015. I'm still learning. Like, there are so many things I don't know. Sometimes my sentences don't even make sense, but it's okay. Like, laugh at yourself, do like, whatever makes you feel better. But at the same time, like seeing that you are capable of whatever you want to do. Like, it is very important that you know yourself and what your goals are, and don't let other negative opinions impact your life. Also, because in the villages, like, there were women who were like, oh, like, it doesn't matter for me to go to university because I will be like other girls who would get married and go through the same process that other girls go through, like domestic violence and stuff like that. But like, they don't know how my future would look like, and that's why or like they haven't seen a girl's life, like an educated girl's life, or like
Exactly,
an
correct.
independent girl's life. So when they see me growing and being independent, that's when it would change. But at the same time, like for now, like they wouldn't understand that, and that's how people would say. But at the same time, when you are in that other stage of life, like they would be like, oh, this is how it is, or they would be like, oh, I knew that. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it does, like whatever other people say should not matter to you. And that's what, how I understand. Like, I don't let like others opinions impact my goals or my life.
Wonderful, Seema. It was really great talking to you again, and we wish you all the very best in your endeavors and successful uh, completion of your undergrad program. And I'm sure while you are exploring various subjects, you will definitely find your purpose and bigger purpose which you want to achieve in your life. And wishing you all the very best. Thanks for joining us. And I'm sure a lot of
Mm-hmm.
youngsters who would watch this, they would be really encouraged to, like, and inspired to do well in life through education. Thank you so much, Seema. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you very much for having me, and all the best to all the people who would be watching it.
Thank you. Thank you.